Welcome to this model. In this presentation, let us have an insight of electroencephalogram. The recorded representation of bioelectric potentials generated by the neural activity of the brain is called electroencephalogram, abbreviated as EEG. The EEG has a very complex pattern which is much more difficult to recognize than the ECG. Typical waveforms of the EEG is shown in this figure. As can be seen, the waveform varies greatly with the location of the measuring electrodes on the surface of the scalp. EEG potentials measured at the surface of the scalp actually represent the combined effect of the potentials from a fairly wide region of the cerebral cortex and from various points beneath. And experiments have shown that the frequency of the EEG seems to be affected by the mental activity of a person. The wide variation among the individuals and lack of repeatability in a given person from one occasion to another make the establishment of a specific relationship difficult. These are, however, certain characteristics EEG waveforms that can be related to epileptic seizures and sleep. The waveforms associated with the different stages of sleep are shown in this figure. These waveforms, an alert, wide awake person usually displays an unsynchronized high frequency EEG. A drowsy person, particularly one whose eyes are closed, often produces a large amount of rhythmic activity in the range 8 to 13 Hz. As a person begins to fall asleep, the amplitude and frequency of the waveform decreases, and in light sleep, a large amplitude or low frequency waveform emerges. Deeper sleep generally results in even slower and higher amplitude waves. At certain times, however, a person still sound asleep breaks into an unsynchronized high frequency EEG pattern for a time and then returns to the low frequency sleep pattern. The period of high frequency EEG that occurs during sleep is called paradoxical sleep because the EEG is more like that of an awake alert person than of one who is asleep. Another name is rapid eye movement sleep, which is associated with a high frequency EEG, and there is a large amount of rapid eye movement beneath the closed eyelids. So this phenomenon is often associated with the dreaming, although it has not been shown conclusively that dreaming is related to REM sleep. The various frequency ranges of EEG is shown here. The frequency ranges of the EEG have arbitrarily been given with the Greek letters designation because frequency seems to be the most prominent features of the EEG pattern. So electroencephalographers do not agree on the exact ranges, but most classify the EEG frequency bands on rhythm. Approximately below 3.5 Hz will be denoted as delta. From 3.5 Hz to about 8 Hz is denoted as theta, and from 8 Hz to about 13 Hz it is denoted as alpha, and above 13 Hz is denoted as beta. Portions of some of these ranges have been given special designations as certain subbands that fall on or near the stated boundaries. Most humans seem to develop EEG patterns in the alpha range when they are relaxed with their eyes closed. This condition seems to represent a form of synchronization, almost like a natural idling frequency of the brain. As soon as the person becomes alert and begins thinking, the alpha rhythm disappears and is replaced with the desynchronized pattern, generally in the beta range. Much research is presently devoted to attempts to learn the physiological sources in the brain responsible for these phenomena, but so far nothing conclusive has resulted. Thank you. Okay. And the experiments in biofeedback have shown that under certain conditions, people can learn to control their EEG patterns to some extent when information concerning EEG is fed back to them, either visibly or audibly. As indicated, the frequency content of the EEG pattern seems to be extremely important. In addition, the phase relationship between similar EEG patterns from different parts of the brain are also of great interest. Information on this type may lead to discoveries of EEG sources and will hopefully provide an additional knowledge regarding the functioning of the brain. Another form of EEG measurement is evoked response, and this is a measure of disturbance in the EEG pattern that results from external stimuli such as flash of light or click of sound. Since these responses are quite repeatable from one flash or click to the next, the evoked response can be distinguished from the remainder of EEG activity and from the noise by averaging techniques. And EEGs can be measured by you placing electrodes on the scalp at different places. The brain waves are the summation of neural depolarization in the brain due to the stimuli from the five senses. They are frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. So, when the potential vary with respect to the position of the electrode on the surface of the skull, the electrodes are placed. So, on the surface of the brain, the voltage is about 10 millivolt. Due to the propagation through the skull bone, they are attenuated from 1 to 100 microvolt, which are picked up by the EEG electrodes. The biological name of the brain is encephalon. That's why it is called as electroencephalograph. On the surface of the brain, and the frequency ranges from 0.5 to 3000 Hz, and the resistance ranges from 1000 ohm to nearly 100 ohm depending on the electrode. So this diagram shows the placement of electrodes, and when the potential vary with respect to the position of the electrode on the surface of the skull, the electrodes are placed. So the electrodes for measurement of EEG can be needle electrode or surface electrodes. The ground reference electrode is often a metal clip on the earlobe. A suitable electrolyte paste jelly is applied on the surface, and then the electrode is placed over the jelly. To reduce interference and minimize the effect of electrode movement, the resistance of the path through the scalp between electrodes must be kept as low as possible. Generally, this resistance ranges from a few thousand ohms to nearly 100 kilo ohms depending upon the type of electrodes used. And placement of electrodes on the scalp is commonly dictated by the requirements of the measurements to be made. In clinical practice, a standard pattern called the 1020 electrode pattern placement system is generally used. This system, devised by a committee of the International Federation of Societies for Electroencephalography, is so named because electrode spacing is based on the intervals of 10 and 20% of the distance between the specified points. In addition to the electrodes, the measurement of the electroencephalogram requires readout or recording device and sufficient amplification to drive the readout device from the microvolt levels signals obtained from the electrodes. Most clinical electroencephalographs provide the capability of simultaneously recording EEG signals from the several regions of the brain. For each signal, a complete channel of instrumentation is required. Thus, the electroencephalographs having the electroencephalographs having as many as 16 channels are available. Clinical instrument with 8 channels and a portable unit will be now discussed. And because of the low-level inputs signals, the electroencephalographs must have high-quality differential amplifiers with good common mode rejection. The differential amplifiers is generally followed by a power amplifier to drive the pen mechanism for each channel. Okay. To reduce the effect of electrode resistance changes, the input impedance of the EEG amplifier should be high as possible. For this reason, most modern electroencephalographs have high input impedance greater than 10 megaohms. Perhaps the most distinguishing feature of electroencephalograph is the rather elaborate lead selector panel, which in most cases permit any two electrodes to be connected to any channel of the instrument. So EEG electrodes are smaller in size than ECG electrodes, and in either case electrode jelly and paste is used to improve the electrical contact. The calibration signal is usually an offset known as unknown number of microvolts, which because of capacitive coupling results in a step followed by an exponential return to baseline. And the monopolar recording type, EEG may be recorded by picking up the voltage difference between active electrode on the skull with respect to the reference electrode on the earlobe or any other point. But in bipolar recording in it, it is more popular. The voltage difference between two scalp electrodes will be recorded. Thank you.